I'm learning a lot about addictions lately and really going deeper into where it comes from, and I just want to share the real reason behind my addiction. I'm realizing a lot of it is emotions that I haven't felt from maybe pain as a kid and not really allowed myself to feel it fully. Um, and there's ways where we cope around that, and mine has been weed and porn and whatever else numbs the the pain of actually feeling it. And it's why you can't resist it either. I think that's a big thing, is like I kept going through these cycles of smoking weed every day and watching porn and eating junk food, wondering like why the fuck I keep doing it. I would, like, at the end of one of those days I'd feel so shit, and then just be like, no, tomorrow, new day, like, I'm gonna get off all of it. And then do the exact same thing. And I've been through that cycle more times than I could even imagine. And now I'm understanding why that keeps coming up. And it's because there's stuck emotions. And these cycles are signs, indicators that there's something that I'm not feeling. And it's giving me the opportunity to feel it every time I have a craving to do these things. I even noticed the other day, I started becoming just a bit more aware before I smoked why I was wanting to smoke. In the past, it was just like, if I wanted to, I'd kind of just cope and give myself a reason, but now I'm trying to be honest with where I'm at with it so I can really understand the root cause of it. And I sat with myself and I felt irritated and bored. And I didn't sit with myself for too long before I went and did it, but I shined a light on those feelings that I didn't want to sit with. And I'm learning to remind myself that it is safe to feel those things. And you can't force yourself to feel it either. It's very much, when you come across it, it's just softening and not resisting, not trying to just get the emotion out of the way, because that's another way of escaping it, but really just feeling it. And weed is such a big, is number a word? A numbing substance, as well as the others. But for me, weed just kind of like very much activates my mind, but shuts off like my emotions. And that's why I used it as a coping mechanism for so long, is because I was avoiding the feeling of responsibility that comes with adulthood, because that's where it started when I first left school, and there was a lot of pressure on me to figure it out, and we'd numb that, and felt like I didn't have any responsibilities after that. And now it's 7 years later, and it feels like I don't want to say I'm behind, because I'm not. I'm exactly where I need to be, but there's responsibilities that I've put off for a long time, and now I've got to deal with them. But I'm glad I've been through this. I'm glad I'm starting to finally see it is. I'm glad finally. I'm glad I'm finally seeing it for what it is. And I want to add to that as well of it seems like there's two parts. That there's the younger self, which carries the pain and where the wound came from, and this entity that has grown from it. And it's not evil, it's just grown as a coping mechanism, as trying to protect you. And all it wants to do is survive. And the more you resist your addiction, the more it fuels it. Even that, I want to quit so badly, like, fuck this, I'm over it, and I don't know why I keep doing it, that's fueling it. Think about it. Emotion is the language of the subconscious. The more emotional we get about it, the more that imprints it, the more it's harder to get out of. I know for me, when I go in cycles of smoking, that the more I try and resist it, the deeper I go into it. And sometimes it's frustrating to just let go and surrender to it, because obviously I'm like, I don't want to keep smoking, but like, the more I resist it, the more it ends up happening. Yeah, it's a tricky one, and I'm still figuring it out. By no means have I figured it out. I still smoked a few days ago, but seeing it for what it is really helps, and not identifying with it, because yeah, this entity wants to survive, of course, and it'll do what it has to do to try and survive. But if you don't feed it, it can't survive. And that's the main thing, is not feeding it, and really trying to go deeper into the wound, and to that little boy that was scared or didn't feel safe to feel his emotions, and being that father for him that maybe you never had, and comforting him. And I'll add to that, and or mother, could be both, but at some point you didn't feel safe to feel your emotions, and you didn't feel safe to be yourself. So it's about speaking to that inner child, and letting him know it's okay and it's safe, and he doesn't have to do it all at once, and that we can make it through together. And asking him what he really needs. Does he need more love, more connection, more validation? And learning to give it to yourself internally. Because I realized the more external things you chase, just the empty you feel. You can't fix an internal problem externally. And that's where I'm going to leave this video. I have a lot more I could say. That's for future videos. But yeah, I think I'm really gonna sit with this one, and I really hope it resonates with others.